Welcome to NFL Preview. I'm Taylor Hodges with my co-host Jack Gillies, and we are going to be talking about the strengths and weaknesses of the AFC North. So let's get it started.
Well, I'm going to start with the Steelers. Everyone knows about their high-flying offense. Le'Veon Bell, Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown. They can put up a lot of points, and that really makes up for the young defense to have. That defense can be fast, though, very good, especially at the linebacker and defensive line positions. Lawrence Timmons, Ryan Shazier, Bud Dupree, just a few of the young players that can really be stars in this league. Some weaknesses, though, they're very inexperienced on that defensive end, especially in the secondary. They're going to have a couple of new draft picks this year, and last year we're going to be playing big minutes back there. That could be a problem. Also, no Martavis Bryant due to a suspension. That takes away the wide receiver. That takes away some of their threat on offense. And then also Ladarius Green, the new tight end. Can he fill in for Heath Miller? Heath Miller was a huge role for the Steelers at tight end, a big player for them for the last 10 years. Can he, Ladarius Green, fill that role?
So I'm going to go with the Ravens, and I'm not going to point out a specific position, but I'm just going to talk about health, because all of their offensive playmakers last year caught the injury bug. Joe Flacco, Justin Forsett, Steve Smith, Rashad Perryman never even touched the field last year with a PCL injury that he was only supposed to be out 3 days for, all the way back in OTAs last year. So I'm just going to point out offensive playmakers as a whole because they're coming back healthy. And the tight end specifically. Crockett Gilmore, Dennis Pitta, hopefully he'll be back and he'll be in good shape. Max Williams, I think, will have a better year this year compared to underachieving last year. Benjamin Watson, Mike Wallace, both two key signings. And I think offensively, the Ravens are going to lead in that department in terms of efficiency in the AFC North compared to maybe even Cincinnati. It's kind of a bold prediction, and then Cleveland, of course. So in terms of the weaknesses, I have to go with the linebackers. Something we don't often hear in the AFC North in defense. But Darryl Smith, gone. C.J. Mosley struggled incredibly with pass coverage last year. AFC North, one of the best offensive divisions I think we can say, especially in the air with Ben Roethlisberger, Andy Dalton, and Joe Flacco. And now, dare we say RG3? Dare we say RG3? So my biggest question is for C.J. Mosley and how he will be in pass defense. And Albert McClellan, Arthur Brown need to start stepping up. Younger players, faster, it's their time to shine in the AFC North.
For the Cleveland Browns, it's the same old, same old. It's going to be a tough year if you're a Cleveland Browns fan. They're not going to win many games. Hugh Jackson, the new coach, we'll see what he can do, if he can bring in his offensive mind and maybe try to fix that offense and fix RG3. He's the new quarterback. We know of the jersey with all the names of the past quarterbacks. Hopefully RG3 can put a stop to that. But no, they have very few playmakers on offense and defense. Corey Coleman, their first-round draft pick, wide receiver out of Baylor, is a step in the right direction. He led the nation in touchdowns last year. But again, very few. They're not deep at wide receiver, running back, in the secondary. A few bright spots, Joe Hayden at cornerback, Joe Thomas on the offensive line. But they're very, very weak across the board.
So I'm going to finish up with the defending AFC North champs in the Bengals. And their strength, their front seven, dominant. Carlos Dunlap, Petco, Geno Atkins, Malaluga, even A.J. Hawk. The question, of course, will be Vontaze Burfict in missing 3 games. But their front seven is dominant, and I expect for them to lead the Cincinnati defense once again this year. Leading to my weakness, also on the defensive side, their secondary. Leon Hall, not locked up in between currently the Cardinals and the Bengals. Reggie Nelson, now in Orlando. Pac-Man Jones, a little bit older. We'll see how that plays out.
Quick prediction, I've got the Steelers winning the division.
I'm going to go with the Steelers, unfortunately.
That's all the time we have. Thanks for watching.